Tamriel Rebuilt team is diligently preparing for the launch of Grasping Fortune, incorporating a substantial portion of southwestern Morrowind, primarily around the metropolis of Narcissus. This is the team's most ambitious expansion and which will bring to life what is possibly the biggest fully developed handcrafted city ever made in an Elder Scrolls game or mod. With over 1000 NPCs and around 200 quests, Grasping Fortune makes it the biggest volume of playable content in a single Tamriel Rebuilt release. Kudos to the Tamriel Rebuilt team for the insane dedication, organization and perseverance. I'm excited to see what is in store for 2025 and beyond. And that is exactly what we will do in this month's update, where we will go over another amazing blog by Sultan of Rum. This blog talks about art, assets, creatures of Tamriel Rebuilt. So get some green tea and join me as we go through this wonderful write-up and images showcasing the creative genius of the Tamriel Rebuilt team. This is the March 2025 Art and Assets Update Creatures by Sultan of Rum. Beautiful image of a creature here. It's been few months since our last expansion, Firemoth Rekindled, and about time to kick life back into this little old front page. Rest assured, work on Tamriel Rebuilt continues apace, including on Grasping Fortune, our next major content expansion that will bring you the metropolis of Narcissus. To demonstrate this, we will sneak a peek at the art and assets that our 2D and 3D sound artists have been working on since the last tally, all the way back in December 2023. This month will focus on creature and NPC assets of all sorts. Many of you may already have seen if you have played our latest expansion. While terrain assets, flora, architecture and clutter items make up the framing of the game world, it is really the NPCs and creatures that are center stage during gameplay. That's true. All of this assets, flora, architecture and clutter items are background, right? The main focus are the NPCs and the creatures, right? As a result, each new creature or NPC face contributes a lot more than its weight in the diversity that a player experiences. Good point. So we have an image here deep under the city of Necrom. These assets, however, are some of the most trickiest to make and take the longest, given they require a whole other skill set, animation. Oh yeah, this is a killer, man. Which is still rare among TES III modders, even in this golden age of 3D modeling. It is lucky that we have been blessed with some amazing volunteer animators in addition to our many sculptors and texture artists. Let's dive into what they've been up to all this time. While doing so, remember that clicking the links below to our asset browser may bring you to spoilers of various severity, so browse at your own risk. If you don't want to get spoiled, then don't click on anything, right? Awesome. Alright, land critters, the bread and butter of Morrowind gameplay. These are the creatures that you whack a sword or throw a fireball at in the core Elder Scrolls 3 gameplay loop. We need a lot to fill out a landmass 4 times the size of Vvardenfell with the same degree of diversity. Thankfully, our artist obliged. Let's take a look at the map, right? The mainland landmass is huge, 4 times the size of Vvardenfell. So what we got is Vvardenfell, these Sheogorath Islands and Blood Moon, right? And Solstheim. So all of this land was just abandoned. Of course, we got a little bit of Amalixia. And it makes sense for the team to develop all sorts of crazy creatures, right? For example, the creatures found in the Shipalshan desert area will be totally different from the ones found, say, in the Grazeland, right? Or the creatures in the mountainous Mephalan Vales here, right somewhere here near Akamora, will be totally different from the ones found near the Ban Malur area. I feel by the time the Tamriel Rebuilt project is done, 2030, 2035, we will have an insane variety of enemy creature, monsters and Daedra who will be roaming around all over Morrowind. Incredible work. This is the Canyon Thresher. The dreaded Canyon Thresher is the apex predator of the Shipalshan and Othrolith Woods regions. It was conceptualized a long time ago by mainland and recently modeled and textured by K2 and animated by Grumbling Vomit. Yeah, I love the animation. The head moves around this left and right, and then you have the joints. See the joints bending, and the stinger going up and down. Animation work, bloody awesome. Looks scary. From the Tamriel Rebuilt wiki, I found that the Canyon Thresher is also known as the Canyon Horror. Apparently, these monsters are the apex predators of the Shipalshan, revered by the Srinati class and feared by caravanners. And they are high-level enemies that the player should struggle to take down. Apparently, their claws are able to tear through rock as easily as armor and flesh, and are a prized ingredient for alchemists. Also, I found this image in the Tamriel Rebuilt wiki. If this is the size, if it's going to be taller than us, and especially if they move real fast and have ranged and melee attacks and have decent resistances, then they are going to be a formidable enemy, right? And if they have special offenses like ranged paralysis spells or ranged poison spells, then walking in the Shipalshan area will be super scary. Holy crow. Very interesting. Next, from a apex predator, we move to a domesticated animal, I guess. This looks like a domesticated animal, right? A sand coom. It looks like as if it's smiling at us. Extremely cute. The sand coom, known from the apocryphal Skeleton Man interview, is a domesticated animal of central importance to the Srinati tribes of Shipalshan. It was conceptualized, sculpted, and animated by the Tamriel Rebuilt team. And they also have coom fronts ingredient, which we see here. Coom fronts and Sharai hopper meat, and as well as Sharai hopper antler. Nice. So the Skeleton Man interview referred to here was an interview from Ken Rolston and Michael Kirkbride. This was published by a fan site back in Feb 1999. So as you can see here, they are talking about sand coom, and you may pause the screen and read. So cool that one single reference in a 1999 interview is now a full-fledged creature in 2025. Mind is blown. Also, they are talking about a creature known as Sharai Hopper. We don't have a pic of this, but it looks like it's another creature, and these creatures are used as mounts by Srinati clans. That's amazing. So for those who don't know, the Srinati clans are tribal temple worshipping nomadic groups, and Grasping Fortune will feature two Srinati clans, the peaceful and mercantile Usiran and the more warlike Nasar. I would love to see NPCs mounting the Sharai Hopper creature and making trips between cities and towns and settlements. That would give so much dynamism to the world, and it'll be so cool to see the NPCs and mounts whizzing past us as we walk and explore the Shipalshan region. Next, we have the Ashfall, modeled and animated by the TR team. Okay, so it has this tongue. Is that a tongue? What? Ooh, okay. I'm assuming that tongue will cause a poison attack, or it's just an animation. The elusive Ashfall mentioned in the Sedanine Trade House notice was conceptualized, modeled, and animated by the Tamriel Rebuilt team, and they also received bespoke sounds. The creature can already be found in the Armun Ashlands region. Awesome. They're talking about something called as the Trade House notice, and this is actually a piece of paper we find upstairs in the bar at Aril's Trade House at Sedanine. And again, you have a mention of this creature, and now it's a reality. Very cool, Tamriel Rebuilt team. Then you have a blind stalker brute. This reminds us of trolls from Skyrim, right? But definitely a more scary face, thumping their chests. Very cool. Next, Cicero designed bespoke meshes and abilities for the blind stalker goblins, a tribe of far underground dwelling cannibals in the Otholith woods, considered vile even by goblin standards. So as you explore and marvel at the vast orange mushroom forests of the Otholith woods, which stretch all the way from the Thur River to the border with Cyrodiil, you will have to be wary of these blind stalker goblins. Amazing. These goblins will definitely add some life to the Otholith woods area. Okay, next. Rumbling Vomit has recently finished The Ogre, a goblinoid larger and less civilized than the orc. Our depiction of the ogre leans away from the beastly ones common to Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and more towards that seen in Redguard, a more appropriate source of inspiration for this TES III era mod. They even have a baby? That's hilarious. But of course, we do find these ogres in Oblivion, and they are huge unarmed humanoids with pale blue skin and insane strength. I remember getting whacked by these guys when playing Oblivion. Time for an encore, I guess. Concept art for a new Skyrender enemies, and its work in progress execution. The bottom right image also includes our existing Skyrender creature. Right, this is Skyrender which we already have in Tamriel Rebuilt, right? Huh. New Skyrender enemies, more crazy flying creatures. Alright. And then you have this Nyx Hound type of creature. Work in progress, Rogue Nyx Hound, a larger variant of the vanilla creature by Cicero and Grumbly Vomit. Huh. Through a combination of internet archaeology and 3D modeling chops, the team brought to life the Rogue Nyx Hound, a creature previously mentioned in the Elder Scrolls III dialogue by Brewing and Guddling the Rascal. Mark Jones, the Bethesda developer who created the creatures in Morrowind, had uploaded what was apparently a work-in-progress Nyx Hound texture on his personal website, different from what was ultimately released in the vanilla game. A recreation of this distinct texture and cues taken from Morrowind's pre-release screenshots and Michael Kirkbride's concept art combined to produce this unique model. Rogue Nyx Hound. Wow. Brewing is the Nord trooper of the Imperial Legion, and he talks about these Rogue Nyx Hounds in one dialogue. Another awesome creature from a single dialogue entry in the base game. Epic stuff, Tamriel Rebuilt team. I love how they do it. They just find something from somewhere in the past and they make it a reality. That's so cool, man. Next we have the Velothi Snowmoth here, an unnamed Morrowind reptile. We have too many insect-based creatures and too few reptiles. Oh, this is a reptile? Wow. A baby Silk Strider. What? And Lust, the animal god, later known from a Daggerfall book. Whoa. And they also talk about a dragon. A while ago, Sandaron modeled and textured a beautiful dragon, one of which may eventually be found in the Velothi Mountains. Cameron recently added a control rig to the creature, and which is a starting point for future animation work. That is so cool. So we'll actually find a dragon. Okay, that's the end of the land critter section. So water critters, often the neglected sibling to dry land environments, we nevertheless managed to score a few new creatures for Morrowind's many waterways. The new Water Strider. No! Are they really going to get rid of the River Strider? The epic River Strider? Really? No. The team brought to life an old concept art of the Water Strider, a total revamp of our old River Strider. One of the main modes of transport in the Telvannis district, which now meets our updated standards. Now who decides these updated standards, right? This new take was inspired by the Geridae family of water skimmers and can be found in ports throughout northeastern Morrowind. No, man. So our beautiful river striders are no more? RIP. Dang. Man, I like the old river strider. Sometimes I feel the Tamriel Rebuilt team changes stuff because it's too old or just for the heck of it. I dread the changes they make to Akamora or the Telvanni lands. I think the original designs, they are perfect as they are. And I mean, I love Akamora, I love Tel Orda, and apparently in few years time they're going to revisit those lands and overhaul them. I think the original designs by modders from the noughties have to be respected. How will you feel as a modder when you put your sweat and tears into making something and 10 years later the new team rips it to shreds? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on this? Does the new team go too far when it comes to ripping apart old work from 15 to 20 years ago? Do write in the comments below. I would love to read your opinions. Damn. Goodbye, River Strider. A Dreg Manowar. Wow, looks hideous. A humanoid face with arms and claws. That's insane. Okay, the powerful Dreg Manowar, known from the Morrowind dialogue, provides added challenge to our many Dreg citadels. It was modeled a while ago by the team based on the original Morrowind concept art, and recently the Tamriel Rebuilt team animated the creature. Who talks about the Dreg Manowar in Morrowind? Let's see. So it's essentially Gulding the Rascal at Molagmar. He talks about this creature, Dreg Man of War. So we have a line here, Dreg Man of War. So one word here and it's now a reality. Oh, I love this team. Okay, then they have made some progress animating a cuttlefish, apparently, a passive creature for Morrowind Seas. We hope to remake the old sea crab creature Tamriel data to meet our current standards. Awesome. That completes the water critter section. Although getting rid of the epic river strider, it's kind of disappointing. I hope they keep the sound. Ooh, I hope they keep that sound. So we have no right to question them. It's their design. They are the custodians of the Tamriel Rebuilt team right now. Who knows, in 2045, 2050, you'll have a new generation of Tamriel Rebuilt team. And they might change this, right? Who knows? Tamriel Rebuild, the Eternal Project. Ah, our favorite, Daedra. Of course. Of course. We all love Daedra here, right? Who wouldn't? Of course, we love them. Thankfully, early Elder Scrolls lore is chock full of Daedra of all sort, and nearly all of which we hope to bring to life on mainland. Many long-standing items on the Daedra list were checked off this time, and work continues on others. This is the Morphoid Daedra. Oh, this reminds me of Star Wars, the Star Wars guy. He appears in the prequel. His name is, I think, Darth Maul. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I'm more of a Star Trek guy. The more philosophical and thoughtful sci-fi I like. What about you guys? Star Wars? Star Trek? Okay, anyway. Hern Daedra. Two related creatures known from Battlespire, the Hern and Morphoid. Okay, they got these from Battlespire. Ah, I see. They're finished by the team after a long time in the oven. So you can find these camp-like enemies prowling ruins across the Morrowind mainland. The Hern Daedra, they have horns and pointy ears. They look like scamps. Maybe advanced scamps. Very nice. Oh, what the hell is this? The Frost Monarch. The Frost Monarch, a legendary boss first mentioned in the vanilla book Tamrielic lore, now found in a Daedric ruin in the Velothi Mountains, was ported from a great old mod with substantial edits by the team. So this is like a step above the Frost Atronach, really? The Frost Monarch? Huh. Molto interessante. So let's take a look at this Tamrielic lore book. Ah, this book is written by Yagrum Bagan, and he compiles a list of ancient artifacts in this book at the behest of Divyatfir, right? And there he mentions something known as Ice Blade of the Monarch. The Frost Atronach themselves are kind of scary when you play Morrowind. You can get whacked at melee range, and they also hurl AoE frost spells at you. You can also reflect spells, so if you sling fireballs at them, you'll get wrecked. As I've experienced many times. So I'm sure this guy will have all sorts of defenses and special attacks. Scary, man. Very cool though. Looks great. And then what do we have here? A slowed controlled Vermai. Ah, so the slowed conjures these creatures, Vermai. So Vermai Daedra with the distinctive hats was last seen in Redguard. Ah. Of course, you will encounter slodes in Redguard, right? Which is set in Stros Magai, this game. This is a modification of the existing Tamriel Data Vermai, which was made more than a decade ago. Find these Vermai in any well-stocked slowed lair near you. That brings up the question, are we going to really see a slowed in Morrowind? Really? Huh. Daedra Count and Daedra Lord. Okay, few other creatures from Battlespire, and also a Hellhound, a creature from Arena. Wow. I think they can get back a lot of creatures from Daggerfall as well. So you have Nymph, Daedra Seducer, and then you had a Centurion, the half-horse, half-man creature. Yeah, get all of them, right? Yeah, what's the harm? Daggerfall had a fantastic variety of Daedric creatures. The Tamriel Rebuilt team is getting creatures from Redguard, Battlespire, Arena. But why don't we see Daggerfall creatures? Come on, team! Wow! Slowed! So we are going to see a slowed in an Elder Scrolls game. That's insane! I've always wanted to see these crazy slowed creatures in an Elder Scrolls game. surely we should see them in Hammerfell in Elder Scrolls 6, right? Surely. After quite a circuitous development process, the team produced a stunning take on the Dreadful Slode based on the model from a while ago and closely adhering to Michael Kirkbride's concept art. Exactly. Yes. It is totally taken from the concept art, right? Beautiful. Great job, team. I'm just so happy. Look at the mouth. Oh, too good, man. Legends. You legends. Tamriel Rebuilt team. So many new heads for Lalu nobility. Ah. Wow, look at the nose piercing, the eyebrow piercing, and the lip piercing. That's insane. The number of heads for Imperials, Argonians, and Orcs. And Altmer, of course. And then Renara Hawk, Jakil Jiba, and Cicero managed to produce new lines for the Daedric Princess Meridia and Namira. Ooh, are we going to have Meridia and Namira Daedric quests? That'll be great. Base game Morrowind did not have Daedric quests for Meridia and Namira, right? So, nice to see. And then there are a bunch of fixes. Okay, that's all we have to show for today, but it is not really all that our creature and NPC artists were up to this year. Much of their effort was instead directed at our sister mods under the Tamriel umbrella. Right. Many of the assets created for it will find use in Tamriel Rebuilt too. We hope to highlight these in the upcoming newsletter, as well as many other categories of assets created specifically for Tamriel Rebuilt. Alright, so if you're interested in Tamriel Rebuilt, if you're passionate about the project, join the Discord server and work with them. Awesome blog as usual by Sultan of Rum, you legend. Your blogs are like spectacular. Alright guys, next we will head to the Tamriel Rebuilt YouTube channel where they released 4 short clips talking about 4 NPCs. We'll go over them together and maybe discuss some talking points.
Imprisoned for crimes he did not commit, Gvemp the Wicked rots in a prison cell beneath Heron Hall. Unfortunately for this Nord, his stolen goods tell a different story.
The size of the NPCs here, imagine, right? These are tall towers, really tall. Then canyons all around. Wow, and that bridge, oh, epic. Alright, let's move on to the next one.
Maintaining the powerful Creation Reactor is Anatolius Datus, a naturalist and artificer of the Mages Guild. Though eccentric in the eyes of his colleagues, his expertise on the subject of Oblivion streams remains unequaled in the East, rivaled only by Etermeril, his Vardenfell-bound apprentice.
Wow, this was fascinating. So you have the Narcissus Guild of Mages. Okay, this is how it looks. And you have this guy, Anatolius Datus. And he operates some kind of a reactor.
A naturalist. Powerful Creation Reactor.
Creation Reactor. What is that? What is this reactor all about?
His expertise on the subject of Oblivion streams remains unequaled in the...
So expertise is in the subject of Oblivion streams. What are Oblivion streams? Is this some kind of a power reactor? What is this? Fascinating. Huh. You have waterfalls here and a small stream. Oh, too cool. Twin towers and then giant waterfall and a bandit camp, I guess. Alright, next we have Indring the Viper.
Rat catching is no easy task for Indring the Viper. His hunting grounds? The perilous sewers below the Narcissus Foreign Quarter. Indring could use some help. But who would willingly enter this labyrinth?
Indring could use some help, and who would willingly enter this place? Of course, Bella. Bella will do it, right? Yeah. She loves catching rats, and she will definitely meet this guy, Indring the Viper. So, as soon as Grasping Fortune is out, I think Bella will move from the Telvanni lands and start working at Narcissus. We'll work on all of these quests, and of course, Bella will meet Indring the Viper. What a legend, catching rats. Don't worry, Mr. Indring, when no one else wants to do the dirty job, Bella will be there for you. Don't worry.
But who would willingly enter this labyrinth?
Bella. Wait, is this a dungeon? Some kind of, what is this? Of course, this is a Daedric Ruin. You have a Daedroth here. A Daedric Ruin here and Otolith Woods right here. Oh, what a stunning setting. Alright, next. Last video.
Ostracized, made to live a life of solitude on the banks of the Thyr. In a simple, isolated hut, Bera Fomori continues her ambitious work studying the Yeth Grub. She senses a breakthrough in the making, and she could use an assistant.
Okay, so this lady is living alone here for some reason. She's ostracized. And she could use an assistant. Of course, Bella is going to be the assistant. Don't you worry, Bera Fomori. Bella is here. Why fear when Bella is here? Awesome. Alright, let's look at these screenshots again. Epic. Is this a Daedric Ruin? You have the door of the Daedric Ruin right here. A beautiful farm in the desert Shipalshan region. The Otolith Woods area. And this looks like a Velothi Tower. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, it's a campfire here, a cart there. Small things, man. And then you have these skyscrapers, right? These are something so new. Skyscraper concept. Have you ever seen a city with this kind of tall towers? The Manhattan of Morrowind is Narcissus. Oh, look at this Manhattan. The downtown. I'm sure you'll have a downtown road here. So you have the downtown, all of this part, business district. Oh, that is so cool. I love these staircases going up, docks all around. Strider here. We should have a river strider too, right? That can take us along the river up north. Awesome. So I can't wait for May. I think we're going to get this in May, sometime in May. And once this comes out, we will be installing it, and Bella will move from the Telvanni lands to here. So get ready, guys. And thank you so much, Tamriel Rebuilt team, for putting so much heart into this. You can feel the passion and creativity here. I'm sure the community will absolutely love your work. If you're still watching me rambling along, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And may Vivek, Almalexia and Sotusil watch over you.